Hello and welcome back to the Ultimate Facepalm channel. My name's Keyo, and today I'm joined by a special guest, Chaostehman.
Greetings.
Today we're going to be bringing you Daemon X Machina, right? That's the name of it? Good. Got it right. We're going to do a brief overview of the game, just our first impression, and show you guys some features of the game, and show our robots off and stuff like that, so stay tuned. Alright, let's just start off right away. This game was developed by Marvelous Inc., and it is very reminiscent of Armored Core, I would think. What do you think?
Very.
Very. Alright. So, let's show you guys some of the main features of the game. So you make a character, and you pilot what they call arsenals, I think, right here. And there's many things about this game that you should know. Like, there's a mission mode where you can do free missions. You could also do like the story mode missions and stuff like that as well. Then we have a hangar where you can customize your arsenal, customize your armor, like head, body, processor, which gives you like a total amount of memory to use. Each part costs a certain amount of memory. If you can't go over that number, but you can stay under it, then you can build a pretty successful robot. You know, like different arms. You have two different types of arms. You have different types of legs. There's a lot of weapons in the game too. I just started the game, so I don't have very much. Let's see here. Do you have anything?
No, it didn't stop me from going over the memory limit. I know in some of the other Armored Core games that you wouldn't even be able to leave the menu if you were.
So you're
if you
saying,
couldn't pilot it.
So you're saying you could actually, it'll actually let you take the robot?
I didn't test that part, but it didn't say, "Hey, you're over the limit."
My suggestion is to stay under the limit so that your robot will work. Let's see here. There's a shop, but the only way to unlock items through the shop is to do the development portion of the game. I'm going to let Chaos here tell you guys about the factory portion of the game.
So whenever you defeat some of the minor enemies in the missions, you get part drops, and from those part drops you can develop parts in here in this development menu. And when you do that, it unlocks them in the shop. But you have to do a little bit of grinding for the beginner part.
Yeah, that's a pretty good explanation. So yeah, so you get parts from doing missions, and then you take them and you put them into development, and you sacrifice that part to make a new part. And when you make that new part, it becomes available to buy in the store.
Do not develop anything with 3 slots.
Wait.
Do not sacrifice them to the development, because they are the best that you will find of that.
Yeah, I don't have any 3-slot weapons, but just trying to find an example to show you guys.
1 or 2 slots are fine to get rid of.
Yeah. And what he means by that, if you guys haven't played this game before, is, I think I have a weapon here. So, you see the attachment area is what he's talking about. There'll be 3 open slots there, and what you can do is you can modify that weapon using the... what was it?
They're chips that enhance a certain feature.
Yeah, you can customize your equipment right here using the chips. For instance, you see I have this weapon, I could click this, and then I could choose a chip to put on, like this one.
And now it's a little better.
Alright. Then we have, there's a story in the game too, like I said earlier, and you'll get messages, and it really feels like Armored Core, because, well, I'll show you guys a mission here, but first let's talk about co-op. So there's a multiplayer mode in this game, and there's actually 2 different multiplayer modes. There's co-op play, there's versus play, rankings. You can also like your friends list through Steam, and then you can choose your partner settings and chat settings and so on and so forth. Co-op play is mostly like big bosses and stuff like that.
That was a fun experience.
Yeah, we got the game and then we went instantly to co-op play and just got obliterated. It was fantastic.
They seem to just be boss monsters that you're not ready for when you start the game.
We got owned immediately. So exploration is another like multiplayer mode where you go to these special rooms with a group of people and you traverse each room to unlock other rooms, and there's loot that you can have, and it's a whole bunch of exploration. It's exploration.
Exploration.
That's the one.
Something we just learned a little more about and are going to mess with later.
Yeah, there might be a future video on this if you guys are curious. We'll do some gameplay of it or whatever. Just let us know in the comments. Let's see here. Then, so you've got your custom character. You don't normally start off with robot legs and stuff. The reason you have robot legs, it's like a buff. So you can modify your character after you've made it with body modifications. Like, I have this outer lock on, so it affects my character's eyes. And then I have this upper body thing, so it basically changed my arm into a robotic arm. It's pretty cool. And you've got these, I've got robot legs because my character can double jump. So I switched out my normal legs for robot legs. It's pretty sweet. You have anything to add on this?
So far, it seems like you can only go down one of those trees at a time.
Yeah, it's whatever
Either.
you select. Yeah, it like affects how.
Then it instantly gets very expensive.
Yeah, it goes from like 6,000 to 70,000 credits.
And that's a lot of, at least starting off, that's a lot.
It does feel like a lot at the beginning.
It still feels like a lot, and I'm A rank right now.
So you can change multiple things about your character: gender, skin, hair color. Like there's a bunch of different hairs, a bunch of different faces, eyebrows. The customization on this game is actually pretty decent.
They did better than Jump Force, in my opinion.
I completely agree with that. And you can unlock voices as you go through the game, which is pretty fantastic. Let's see here.
Even though your character does not talk much during the story.
No.
Or at all, for that matter.
Alright, so the one thing that I didn't quite understand in this game was the ice cream parlor. I'm gonna let Chaos talk about this a little bit more.
Now, this is something I just had to learn a little more about because I used it at the beginning once. You get these, you make an ice cream, you pick a cone and a flavor, and it gives you like a small boost for use in one mission. And I thought that was a little silly, so I went through the game without really messing with any of that. But it's something that you should look into. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but definitely use this.
I will say one thing, and this might be slightly a spoiler, but you should eat 20 ice creams. Do that. Eat 20 ice creams, you'll see why. Alright, so let's, what do you think, mission or training ground?
Go to training ground, talk about some controls.
Alright, let's do the training ground real quick.
Oh look, you got an achievement.
Ooh. I ate an ice cream and get an achievement. Woo! Alright, so here's the basic movements of the game. You've got strafing, forward and backwards, normal walk, but if you hold forward or sideways or backwards, eventually you start doing this really cool slide thing. But unlike Armored Core, this game encourages you to stay airborne sometimes, where you can control your character in all axes, up and down. So basically just X, Y, and Z. You have a boost, you can boost yourself around, use some stamina. They definitely made it so you can be very mobile. You have weapons you can switch through. So like I have a sword on my back, I can switch into that arm. I've got a laser cannon again, but I could also be like, I can grab the other arm and just put the sword in that arm instead. Which is, I think is really awesome. And then I can switch to this other weapon. Oh yes, the shoulder weapons are pretty much, they're always on. You use Q to fire whatever you have on your shoulder. There's cannons and missiles. I prefer missiles. What do you think? Missiles are good?
I only use missiles currently. But I've seen some hidden things that I'm interested in trying out that might replace that for me.
I tried the laser cannon at one point. It just holds you still, and it just doesn't feel very good.
And there's only one that you actually have to be stationary on the ground for. I know one of the Verdict Day, I believe, had some things that you just, like most of them, you have to be stationary and firmly planted.
Yeah.
Like the big guns. I do want to say that the unlimited flight is probably almost unfair for the this poor AI that you'll be hosing down.
Yeah, I do feel like the unlimited flight is sort of unfair, but I also really like it. You can pick up objects in the game. Like I just picked up this car, and now I can arc it and throw it.
Sure takes its sweet time.
It definitely does. See if I can actually hit one of those guys with.
This isn't a feature that I've heavily utilized, but you can also throw the health tanks in the missions and the explosion tanks.
Let's see, I wonder if there's any of those around here. Oh, is that it?
They'd show up as a green square, if there were any, and I don't believe there are any in the starting area. But you got a pile of parking lot that you can just throw away.
So, let's see here. I think I'm forgetting a feature. Oh, there's the Femto? Is that how you say
Femto.
it? Femto, okay. So you have, like, 1 through 3. The first one, I believe, is boosting. The second one is... Wow, there seems to be even more.
there are 3. One is...
Okay, this is a shield one.
Yeah.
This looks like some sort of
That's the movement.
movement speed. And this one is for fire.
Femto also powers any of your laser weaponry that you might be using, so keep an eye on that if you want to go heavy on lasers.
So this guy just showed up out of nowhere. You guys will get a visual.
Maybe it saw you were playing around. Dispatch someone to take care of you.
Right?
That's something else I didn't know happened. What if you get dropped from him?
I don't know. Maybe we'll see in a second. I wonder if he's invincible.
He shouldn't be. But he is pretty pro. The Stray, or however you would like to pronounce that, is usually the guy you're looking for in missions to get drops. You just land next to him after you defeat them. And you get to choose a weapon, which is something else important to think about. You get nothing.
Well, that's disappointing. Well, you get to see combat at least.
Those guys are just shooting in a straight line.
Indeed. Alright.
Don't forget your sword.
Oh, yes. Okay, so there's another really cool feature about seeing and that feature is that you can just jump out of your mech. There you are. You can just run around like nothing. You have a weapon to shoot with. There's some missions where you'll have to sneak in behind enemy lines and steal their arsenals, which I thought was pretty cool. Should have some sort of grenade. I don't think I actually have any grenades or traps. Let's see.
There's a way to throw them, and the best way to, if you're not sure of something, is to check the manual in the game.
Indeed. Let's see. How to attack.
Everything you need to know is theoretically in this handy menu.
Definitely.
And I've had to consult with this many times.
Ah, there we go. Outer controls.
There you go. Q to throw grenades.
Q to throw grenades. That's all I wanted to know.
And now you know.
Awesome.
There's probably more usefulness out of mech in online play.
Alright, let's go back. Is there anything to add?
Not about testing.
Alright.
It's a good way to figure out your build and what kind of weapons you want to use before you go into missions.
Agreed. Let's see here. So there's a customization that you can do with your mechs too, your arsenals. You have like patterns you can choose that you get by playing the game. A lot of really cool ones.
I like that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then you can do different colors for each part of your body. There's decals. You can put them on each part of your body as well. You unlock them by just playing the game. And then, yeah, let's see. It's pretty much the lowdown on the game. That's pretty much it. So, do you have anything you would like to add?
They did. I don't know if their goal, the company's goal, was to make an Armored Core game, but they definitely succeeded at that.
I will definitely agree. I feel like this is as close to a modern Armored Core game as you can get at the moment. And if you liked Armored Core, or if you even like mechas, you should definitely check out this game. So, that's it. Yep, well, so thank you very much for joining us for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Thank you very much, Chaos the Man, for being a part of this, and hopefully you can come back for future videos. And if you've got any place you would like people to be able to reach you at, just let me know. I'll put it down in the comments, alright? In the
Sounds good.
description area. Alright, until next time, thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.